Is MSG bad? Is Ajinomoto bad? Absolutely not. It's okay to consume it. And if you want to understand why, you need to watch the whole video. So let's jump onto the screen and learn a little bit on why MSG is okay to consume. So we'll be dealing with couple of components such as what is MSG, components in regarding to it, where can we find MSG, history, why does it have a bad name, what research says in regarding to MSG. Now first of all, let's understand what is MSG. So MSG stands for monosodium glutamate. So this is typically what it is called, monosodium glutamate. Now, first thing, it provides us with an umami taste. So there are 5 different tastes such as sweet, sour, bitter, salty, I guess, and umami. Now, in order to enhance our food in terms of taste, we do add MSG into it. So MSG has two important components. One is salt and the other one is amino acid. Salt is nothing but sodium, so it's vice versa. Sodium is nothing but salt, and on the other hand, as I told, we do have an amino acid called as glutamate. Now, glutamate is a specific amino acid where it's a non-essential amino acid, which means your body already has it, and it is not necessary that it does supplement from an external source. It is already present in our brain and in our gastric pathway. Cool? In our metabolic pathway. So, as I've written down out here, I think this is super clear. It's nothing but a combination of amino acid, and on the other hand, it is a combination of salt. MSG is present in natural forms such as tomatoes, cheese, mushroom, fermented food. It is present naturally, and it is also artificially formed and placed in food items such as chips and noodles. Now let's get down to an important part and understand why MSG got its bad name, or how did it get its reputation spoiled. Let's jump down to history. Why does it have a bad name? First, MSG was created in 1908 by a Japanese scientist. I won't be able to read this name, but get this. In 1908, it was created by a Japanese scientist. What he did, he isolated the components of MSG from a specific seaweed, because it provided, that specific seaweed provided a umami taste. Wonderful. And then he found Ajinomoto Corporation, which is the brand name of MSG. Now, this took place in 1908. Once after this, a lot of Asian restaurants, as it provided umami taste, they started using MSG in their fast food or specific food items in order to enhance the taste perception. So this took place roughly for about 50 years. Then the MSG controversy started in April 1968 with a person known as Kwok. So Kwok was a doctor, and he sent a letter to New England Journal of Medicine. So once Kwok went up to an Asian restaurant, consumed an Asian food, and he did see a couple of symptoms such as fast heartbeat and fatigue. And he wrote in a specific letter, this wasn't a scientific study, but rather a letter. He wrote in the letter that he was facing such issues. And the possible reason could be these three things: salt, cooking wine, and maybe MSG. Now, out here, salt and cooking wine weren't that highlighted, or it wasn't received well by people. But in terms of MSG, it was. Alright? So MSG got super highlighted out here. Now, once after this, there were, I guess, a decent enough studies which were published, which were conducted, but it wasn't formulated in a proper way. And it gave out a result stating that MSG is bad for your health. In reality, the studies weren't conducted, the research wasn't conducted in a proper format. So, relying on the older research or the older study, it won't be fair enough in order to understand the true impact of MSG. So, the research which are being conducted now, they actually state that MSG is completely safe to consume. So, it's completely okay to consume it unless and until you are allergic down to it. But also make sure that you consume MSG in a limited quantity as it contains sodium. Awesome. Now let me explain the whole scenario with a simple enough example. So consider this specific product, and I do build an assumption in and around it, a false claiming assumption, and supporting the assumption, I do keep in an evidence which could be fake. Alright? Now, an assumption has got a specific evidence where it states the assumption is true, making the specific product uh, actually faulty or bad. So, this is what really occurred with the MSG. It was regarding perspective on how people looked at it even up to this date. So yeah, I guess now it's kind of clear. If you want to read out the research I have provided in the description, so make sure to check it out. Until then, MSG is completely safe, and yeah, have a good day.